Is this camera even on? I can never tell if this camera is even on. Anyway, I hope it's recording. Hope the camera's on. If the camera's not working, I will speak loudly so everybody can hear me wherever they're at. All right, everybody. Welcome back to the #1 television program in the history of the entire universe. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, The Blackest Heart, and The Lonesome Crown, all 3 books published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Today's video is simply me celebrating 5 years on YouTube now. And so that's what we're going to do. But before we get to that, I want to give you an update on my medical conditions. As you know, if you followed my channel for any length of time, you know about this time last year in March, I entered the hospital and was diagnosed with some pretty serious things. I made videos of that from the hospital. If you want to watch those videos, just type in my last name, Durfee, and hospital, and those videos will come up if you want to see exactly what happened. I won't get into that right now. But let's just say I was in the hospital for 4.5 months. I was on life support for part of that time. I nearly died and went through a difficult time, 4.5 months. And I'm happy to say that after 4.5 months, I went back to work back in early September. I've been back to work for over 6 months now at the state prison, which was good for me. I'd never made an announcement about going back to work until now. I just didn't, but I did my FMLA. I work at the state prison. I used my FMLA and I used all of it. And they said they would terminate me if I didn't show back up to work. And so a month after I got out of the hospital, I rehabbed really hard because I had to pass a fitness for duty test to go back into the prison and work. And I did, and I got back to work, and I'm proud of that. That's one of my most proudest accomplishments, was to literally get out of the hospital after nearly dying and within a month be back to work. So there was that. There was another thing that happened, though, that I want to address when I was in the hospital. My sisters were insistent upon setting up a GoFundMe to help pay for my medical bills. And when you're in the ICU for months on end, and then in the hospital again for months on end, it was over $1 million of medical expenses. Now, I did have insurance from the prison, but that only paid about 90%. So you can do the math. So the GoFundMe that my sister they set up for me, and I was against it. I mean, when I said I don't want nobody's charity, I mean, I don't do any Patreon things. I don't ever ask for nothing other than just watch my YouTube videos, right? And but they did do the GoFundMe, and thank God that they did, because it was a huge relief to have some the funds that were donated. And I just want to say right now, thank you, everybody, every single person that supported me whilst I was in the hospital with the donations to the GoFundMe, people that came and visited me. All of that meant so much. And I just want this video to mostly be about me thanking everybody for helping me in a time when I was like dead, literally, fighting for life. So that's what this video is mostly about. And I just wanted to say that. And I wanted to leave that thank you for my 5-year anniversary on YouTube and my 1-year anniversary of entering the hospital. And my sister made this shirt for me when I was in the hospital. And I proudly wear it for this video. And let's talk now about the channel itself. 5 years on YouTube, getting close to 30,000 subscribers. I was excited when I got my first 12 subscribers. You know, I've always said, you know, if I could get 12 followers, because we know who else had 12 followers. If I could get 12 followers, I would be godlike. I far exceeded the 12 followers that was my goal. I mean, I set the bar pretty low. And we've come a long way in 5 years reviewing books. And that's what we're going to keep doing. This is a book review channel. I made a promise to myself 5 years ago that I was going to leave a book review on YouTube for every book in this library, which this is my upstairs library, which has close to 5,000 books in it. Got one downstairs too that has maybe about 1,500. That's a lot of book reviews coming up. That's the goal. That was what the goal I set. That's the challenge I set for myself. That's what I'm going to do. And let's face it, I mean, individual book reviews don't get a whole lot of views. They just don't. I mean, my top 10 lists get tons of views. Anytime I do almost any other type of video, except for a book review, they get good views. They get a lot of views. The book reviews don't. But I made this channel with the promise to myself to review all these books, to honor all of the authors that I have grown up loving and reading from when I was a little boy and bought my first ever novel, The Sword of Shannara by Terry Brooks. All the way to today, I've collected all these novels. These authors mean so much to me, and this is my duty and honor to review these books on the channel, to give good, positive reviews to every book on this channel. We don't do negative reviews here. We do positive reviews because I love these authors, and I want to promote their books as a massive, huge thank you to them for giving my life so much joy. And the fact that my life was almost cut short halfway through my life has opened my eyes to a lot of different things, one of which is it has increased my love for reading so much. Every word I read from here on out is precious to me, and I want these authors that have provided me with this joy in my life to know that. I want to leave a legacy for them. That's what this channel's about. And that's what we're going to continue to do. And I'm going to be goofy. I'm going to be funny. Everything's going to remain low budget. We'll edit out all the problems. You know, if you followed my channel, you know when I do screw things up, I do edit that stuff out. So there is that you can look forward to. The edits, they're classic. They're beautiful. They're the most beautiful edits that have ever been done. Edits unlike any edits you have ever seen. And that's where we're going to go. So thank you again. One more time, thank you everybody that supported me when I was sick and near death. I appreciate that. Hopefully that part of my life is over. Again, I'm back to work. I love going back to work at the prison. Just going back to work at the prison has done so much for my confidence and my health and invigorating me and all of that. So like I said, that's one of the most proud things I've ever done, is rehabbing myself to get that fitness for duty just so I could go back to my job. And so that's the video. That's it. I mean, no fanfare, nothing much. Just a big, huge thank you to everybody. And we will see you with more book reviews soon, everybody.